change my mind. Bezos, Musk, and anyone with $1 billion or more is evil. Aside from Amazon being one of the worst places to work, the fact that Amazon and Tesla literally steal their employees' wages, and billionaires purchase politicians on the regular. Anyone with more than $1 billion is evil. Money becomes functionally useless to keep track of after a certain point. What is the difference to Bezos or Musk if they have $5 billion or $10 billion? Nothing but aid to the poor or military posturing costs that much. The fact that these men keep this money and strive to avoid taxes while people literally starve, die from lack of access to healthcare, or don't have a place to live makes those billionaires the most evil people I can think of. Edit 3. After a few hours of reading comments, I'll change my comment to this. Anyone who accumulates $1 billion or more probably did so immorally, and what they spend or don't spend the money on can be just as problematic. Edit 2. To everyone arguing the semantics of evil versus moral or magnitudes of evil. Yup. I wasn't saying that any billionaire is as evil as insert evil person here. Edit 1. To everyone saying it's more complicated than that. Yeah, obviously. Everything is more complicated than a single conversation. That's why we have the conversation to begin with. To me, evil is not the biggest issue. The problem is that our economy and our political system is set up so that these guys are allowed to have way too much influence. When you get to that level of wealth, you become detached from reality in many ways. And there are fewer restrictions on your behavior. There are a lot of odd, psychologically impaired people in society, but normally they don't have much effect. But these guys can do so much more damage because we give them too much power. There is no ethical way to obtain $1 billion for personal use. Seeing a lot of comments along the lines of, are they really evil? As if inadvertently destroying the world and crushing people under your boot heels out of callousness and apathy is somehow not evil.
Agreed.
You don't get to be a billionaire by working hard. I'm honestly surprised none of these billionaires hasn't fixed cancer or world hunger. Not because it's the right thing to do, but because if they all have one thing in common, it's ego. I think if Bezos took half his money and threw it at cancer would be gone. And he would still have so much money I doubt he'd even notice. However, now he would get to walk around and say, look at me. I killed cancer. I'm the greatest person ever. And people would treat like he actually is the greatest person. No one ever makes $1 billion. They take $1 billion. You didn't get that kind of money on your own. A lot of people had to be stepped on to get there. It sickens me how we celebratize them. I have made this argument to my friends. You can't be extravagantly wealthy and objectively good. They are diametrically opposed. The argument against this you'll hear a lot is that their wealth is tied to their company's stock, an asset valuation and blah blah diminishing returns when selling. I just want to crush the stupid light bulb they think appeared above their heads. If they dumped their stock, it would literally crash the economy. I'm glad you agree that's a negative and one person shouldn't hold that much power. Then you have said CEO directing spending to stock buybacks to drive stock prices up even higher, all while cutting jobs, stagnating wages, and increasing prices. Yep, can't convince me there's a morally good billionaire. It is impossible to become that rich without exploiting people, full stop. Why would I change your mind about something I agree with? Seems like they could do a lot to help others and pay workers well and still be really rich. No one should have that much wealth, period. Even if it's tied up into stock. Most billionaires are pretty dumb people and are nothing special. The media continues to suck them off, though pretending they are somehow smarter than the average person, simply because they currently are worth $1 billion or more. I don't think these 1% are evil, just fell into fortunate circumstances which leaves them with an ungodly amount of money. It's a shame that none of them pay and reward their employees instead of just piling up more billions into their own bank accounts. Anyone who has amassed that type of wealth is not just a product of a predatory system. That type of wealth means these people are controlling the system and profiting on the work of others. Absolutely 100% agree, and it's baffling to me how some people defend and idolize them and can't see this plain truth. True, they are evil. By why? I'm gonna say micro penises. I doubt you could scrounge up 5 inches of dick between Jeffy Boy, Marky Mark, and Emo Elon. The kind of hatred of humanity can only come from an extremely deficient man. We know they were all hopeless losers who couldn't get laid to save their lives. They were getting wailed on like the pathetic scrubs they were. Jeffy Boy didn't even know his real dad. Massive daddy issues. That was childhood. Now they feel inadequate and low self-esteem. So they make that money pathologically pathetic. None of these losers has ever satisfied a woman. Agreed! Exclamation mark.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.